1927, a man named Cornelius Demery bought the house farm, and on the east side of the farm is where he decided to build his cabin, which is no longer here. Eventually, it expanded to a 2-story home, and it stood here to 2017. I read that it was disassembled and the home has been put into storage. Hopefully, it'll be restored someday, but it sat here for 180 years. And rumor has it that the Demery house was haunted. People claim when they came by it, they saw a woman looking out of a window, which could have been Demery's wife, Delphine, who died in the home. Also, Cornelius died in the home. Anyway, Cornelius had a store, and he had a blacksmith shop, and when he died in 1857, his land was parceled up by Dr. George Smith. On this side of Main Street, the property was owned by a man named James Byrne, whose son, Patrick Byrne, would become significant, creating the neighboring town of Burns Mill. They parceled up the land and they marketed it as the town of Demery. After the Civil War, the town grew to a population of 50 people. There were 2 general stores and a saloon, which I believe is this building. It was built in 1875. Now, I don't know of any haunted stories, but I know it was once a saloon where they kept a tiger. But if you go over here to this gray building, that was the Bank of House Springs. It was built in 1912. It was robbed 2 times, I read. If you walk down here, you'll find another historical building. It was once known as the Valentine Light Store. The Valentine Light Store was built in 3 stages. Now, the middle section was built in 1894 and served as the general store. This right side was added later in 1900, and it would be a boarding house for travelers and transients that came through the area. And then in 1910, the third side, here on the left, was added because they needed more storage, because the town was growing, and this store and boarding house were very popular because around the same time, at the turn of the century, the Byrne family, remember I mentioned James Byrne? Well, that family, about 2-3 miles from here, started a fishing resort. So that caused a boom here in the town of House Springs. People in St. Louis would come here during the summer to go to that resort to fish, swim, picnic, because it was cooler out here. And they would come to the town and they would stop at this saloon. It was very popular then too, and the boarding house. This was really supposed to have been a hot spot at one point in the heyday. But if you continue down this road, you'll see where the creeks meet. And I don't know what house this is. I just think it got boarded up and condemned when they improved the highway. Does anybody want to talk to me? You can talk into this machine. Bible. Are you a religious person? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Looks haunted too. I'd like to own it. Open up a little paranormal shop. Okay, well, this is where you could come in that way. And I believe over that way. And by the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s, there was a bridge here. I'm not sure exactly where, because I don't believe the bridge is here anymore. Oh, on a side note too, I think it was about 20 years ago, there was someone who had a house over there on the creek and it burned, and the gentleman died in the fire. I think all we're gonna get to see is Bear Creek. But they meet pretty much right here, Heads Creek and Bear Creek. So here we are in House Springs, in what's left of Main Street. Maze, yeah, they've kind of turned it into a little maze, especially in this area. It's sad that Jefferson County doesn't do more to preserve the history in the area. It's probably a money issue. But anyway, in this creek, they claim to see a woman. Now, I do know in the 30s, late 30s, and the early 40s, there were 3 accidents that happened where the driver drove off of the bridge, and there was a woman who was killed in at least one of those accidents. I wonder if that's who they see walking. Not? It like making a knot. I wonder if that's who they see walking in the creek, and also claimed at night to be seen walking down Main Street, probably to the saloon, because that lady was my soul. The lady was from St. Louis, I believe the Webster Groves area. Okay, well, I'm gonna, because it's a little quieter here, I'm gonna see if we can maybe get something, maybe find out who the lady is. Is there a lady here who died in a car accident off the bridge? Can you come near my machine? It won't hurt you. What'll happen if you touch it? It'll make noise and it'll light up these pretty colors. And if you can touch it, I can ask you yes or no questions. If you touch the machine, I'm going to consider that a yes answer. Is there a lady who haunts this creek? Touch the machine for yes. Uniform. Are there any soldiers here? This was also a Civil War hotspot too. So maybe that could have something to do with a uniform. I also got out this machine. I don't know if you can see it, but it tells me what the radio frequency is, the electric field, and the magnetic field. All of which we believe niece. Spirits use to show themselves and communicate. And what I'm noticing is, although it's a normal amount, the radio frequency is high, well, the highest. The others have 0 by them. But some people claim, ooh, hi. Can you stop, please? Hi, my name is Shannon. Are you the lady who died when the car went off the bridge? Do you know Kenneth? Oh, I'm going to take that as a yes. It's the green light. Sammy. What does it say? Sammy. Ah, it says Sammy. Is your name Sammy? I know there was a third person in the vehicle, male. Maybe his name was Sammy. Touch the machine if your name is Sammy. I believe the man who died in the house fire, his name was Reggie. Is Reggie here? Now, what I was saying about radio frequency, since what people claim to see is a pretty solid, full-blown apparition, not just a shadow, like other places along Heads Creek. Edge. Man, this is just going. It wasn't going for a while. Edge. Yeah, Reggie died on the edge. His house was on the edge of the creek. Oh, Reggie! Are you Reggie? Make another light up if you're Reggie. Are there Native American spirits here? Do you know who house was?
Graveyard.
Ooh, yeah. Was he buried that way? Was that his graveyard and his son's? Is Adam House here? Can you say your name? Oh wow, it's up. No, I think it's lower now. And what are you saying? Bree or Deborah? I asked if you could say your name. Deborah, are you the lady people see walking out of the creek and down Main Street? Can you show yourself? I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you walking. Oh, is that you? Oh. And that's the yellow one. Can you stop, please? Were you here for a ball? Trouble? What's the trouble? What's the trouble? Oh, green and yellow. Who's here? Why is there trouble? Are you trouble? Touch my machine if the answer is yes. Are you in trouble? Did something bad happen to you? Touch the machine. General. I don't know. I'm just guessing. The general store? Are you Valentine Light? Is that your store over there? Are you a light? What about Cornelius Dimmery? Are you lost now that your house is gone? What about Delphine? I heard you died of illness. Knife. Maybe it was illness. Is Delphine here? Touch that machine if you're here, Delphine. Oh, that could be the lady maybe they see walking in the creek too. Is Delphine here? Touch the machine for yes. Is it Delphine they see walking in the creek and up and down Main Street? And her house sat over there. This would be their property. Ooh, this might be the Dimmeries. Are the Dimmeries here? Yeah, just left of that intersection is where that big old tree is in the middle there. That's where the house sat. In fact, as it aged, that tree was kind of growing into one side of it. Saint? I don't know. I'm not sure my perilous is making much sense today. Oh. Ooh, yellow and green. Who are you? Can you talk into this camera? Tell me your name. I have something that might help you. Oh. Would you like me to sprinkle some herbs that'll help bring you peace and also give you energy? Do those herbs help? Oh, they do. Oh, the purple's going off too, along with the green and the yellow. I thank you for acknowledging that. There's some tobacco over here too. If you're from the 20s and 30s and 40s, that's a marvel. But you may like that if you're heading to the saloon. Or if you're Native American.
Sally House.
Sally House? Ugh. That hasn't come up in a while. I went to the Sally House. Is there someone here from the Sally House? I don't know why it comes up. Seems like the perilous may be talking gibberish today. Do you like that tobacco? Are some of the hauntings here Native American? The Osage? Are there Civil War soldiers? I heard there was a lot of blood spilled on the old house farm during the Indian Removal Act by the Army, the Osage with Adam House and Jacob murdering them.
Bubble.
And even the guerrilla. What's it say? Opal. That could be a name. Even the guerrilla Confederate soldiers, they had trails in here too. And then we had accidents on Highway MM. This bridge. And Mr. Reggie up there, I think his name was Reggie. He was a nice guy. I met him like 20 years ago. Is Reggie still here? Those herbs are for you too. Ooh. Looks like somebody's standing in front of that door down there. Ooh, and a light. I thought I saw in front of that door down there. It looks like there's somebody standing down there, and I swear I saw a light blink in front of it, the red door on the first floor. It looks red to me from here. Is that the lady? Did you just show me yourself? Was that your light? Perilous just went off again. Oh, and there, the purple one. Is that your home down there? Did you live there at one time? Touch the machine for yes. Well, I gotta go soon. I'm so glad you've communicated with me. I think everybody wants to know who you are and why you're here. You can tell me that in this camera. Just talk really loud, because there's road noise. Did you live in Demery? Touch the machine if you did. Did you live in Houses Springs? That was the original name it changed to, was Houses Springs. Now it's House Springs. Date. Oh, that's what I'm trying to, oh, did you live in House Springs? Date is what I'm trying to figure out. So you're later. Yellow, red, green, and purple. The other one's blue. I haven't seen that go off. Which, if it had anything to do with temperature, I would think that would be it, because it's getting colder rather than warmer. But for all them lights to go off, that should have nothing to do with temperature change, even though we're outside. Well, I thank you. I hope those herbs bring you some peace. I hope you spoke with me. And here, I'm gonna do this with the Marvel cigarette and leave you the energy. Yes, leave you some. Oh yeah, the herb should have given you energy. And that's why it's saying energy. And I'm gonna sprinkle this tobacco as an offering. I hope you enjoy it. Well, thank you. House Springs, Demery, spirits. I wish you peace.